To my mind, a quake is, I believe, turned out of one piece of wood, and you bandsaw or cut or fret saw the outside so that you can hold it. There are two types of quakes. You can have four-handled ones. The key thing, if you have them and you make them for whiskey, is watch out for the end grain, because it'll go straight through and come out the bottom. So some people who make a quake will do the bottom in one piece where the grain is that way, and then make the bowl and sit it on the top so that it doesn't actually leak. This one is very nice for a beginner's piece. It's been cut, bandsawed. Oh, John Downey, well done, mate. No real flaws, slight curvy bit on the bottom, but you've got a curve so that it doesn't rock, which is great. I like it.
Just don't look through the window.
Mm-hmm. Oh, is it a bit thin, is it? Oh, yeah. that's what I was wondering when I was fitting it. I didn't realise it was quite...
It was a millimetre from this.
Hello.
Well, I haven't marked you down for that anyway. Then we've got intermediate, so slightly more experience, so slightly more tough on the judging, but the comparisons between the two are, this is a bit of fun, but you couldn't drink out of it. This is a quake that you could possibly just drink out of, but it's a bit difficult because it's a bit thick. But the design's nice. I like the little bit of Celtic pyrography. Whose was that? Alex Simpson. Well done, mate. Excellent. No major flaws. Quite nice patination, just of the pine. So, liked it. Look detail at the bottom. This one he just needed to crack on for a bit longer because it's more of a trophy rather than a... Oh, Linda, she said I was going to be tough on that. Didn't mean to be. But you see what I mean, it's not quite there. It's like a sample piece rather than actually a finished piece. This one was intermediate open. Greg, okay. I had a bit of a challenge with this one because it's not really what I would call finished. So you were second out of one.
Usual mess.
I haven't yet done fifth out of one. That is possible, but only if Paul Williamson puts a bad one in. I mean, I presume you just wanted to put it in, you hadn't quite finished it, or you didn't quite know what to do.
I kind of wanted to go deeper, but unfortunately I forgot I used the screw
chuck, yeah.
And that's as deep as I could go without hitting the how I'm going down the hole.
Well, you could make that, you could still possibly do it. Re-chuck it if you can, grip it that way, turn the bottom out, and make an inside at the bottom and an inside at the top, and you can have a bowl that way or a bowl that way. So as long as you can re-grip it, you can make a virtue out of a challenge.
I'll try that.
I'm sure if you could re-grip it, then you could, or with a jam shot possibly, you could make it a bit more fun if you wanted to.
Give it a try.
This one was
Excuse me, chaps.
advanced.
Cameraman.
And Jerry, right, where is he?
Yeah.
I gave you second out of one.
Oh, what did I do wrong?
Well, it's lovely. It's just that the palm at the bottom, you've got this change of thickness from the top.
If you think about it, you think how thick this is, and that this bit's stuck on it. It had to have some sort of form of thickness there. If it had been that thin all the way down, it wouldn't glue. It would have come away. So it had to be thicker there. So it went even. That's the whole reason. That's not going to get you any extra points, you know.
Third.
All that work.
It's a lot of work. It is lovely, but because it's at this level, it's a question of if there's a design issue, think out how you can overcome it without that becoming a turner's. So,
in actual fact, that is grass.
I know it is. I know, and palm grass is difficult to turn. It does.
No, it's not done easy.
Right, now we're into golf.
Let's do a third.
Second. Masters quakes. I found it quite difficult to assess comparatively between these, so they're all either firsts or seconds. In the end, I decided that, in my mind, this one was probably the most pleasing and carefully designed. A few minor scratches of the finish on the inside. Whose was this one? Richard Horsley, there he is. Sorry, Richard.
Thank you.
Couple of few minor little scratches in the finish on the inside.
I wonder why that was.
It's
Going for the gloss finish.
But it's a very nice item, and you could probably buff those out at some point if you could be bothered. But I didn't really mark you down on that. I thought that was lovely. This one, because it's simple, there's nowhere to hide. Whose is that? Is it Clyde? Yeah, I guess it might be. But the finish is just lovely. The fact that it's a mineral oil or lemon oil or whatever it is really nice. But the fact that it holds on your fingers with that slight dip and the slight increase in thickness at the edge, designed or not, it just hangs nicely. It feels...
Definitely designed.
If that was deliberate, then well done. Very simple, but nowhere to hide, so a very nice finish. This one, the Viking look, it's excellent. I struggled to know whether to mark this the same as all the others, but there were a couple of little minor blemishes on the finish on the outside, which meant that once I found out it was Paul's, I made sure I marked him down.
There's a shine in it.